This one might be a little bit of a sensitive topic, so I'm going to try and be as diplomatic as I possibly can. But I'll be very honest with you. This isn't a tiptoe topic either. I'm just going to be straight, because we're in a time now where, you know, we're a little bit over having to protect people's feelings because they don't want to hear the truth. And if we're going to grow as a community, well, uncomfortable conversations it is then. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Amina Cheryl and I'm a natural hair care therapist and the founder of NHT London, which is a small business where I produce hair care products, services and programs to help empower black women and girls to challenge their perception of hair and beauty. So I'll be real with you. This one is for a lot of my fellow black sisters who think that now that they've addressed their inner child, that they're done, when really and truly a lot of you haven't even clocked that your angry, rebellious, hard of hearing teenager, the inner teenager, is now the one that's grabbing hold of the mic. You get it? Ever since the millennial natural hair care movement began, there's been so much information poured into the community. There's the historical stuff, the generational trauma stuff, societal expectations, all that stuff, the family environment stuff, and all the learning and understanding of different textures of hairs and curl patterns and techniques and all of that stuff, product knowledge stuff. Like, most of us should actually have a degree in natural hair care at this point, with all of the information that we've consumed in a relatively short space of time. And don't get me wrong, it was so good in so many ways because we all needed the re-education, right? But I think we can all agree that the unlearning and the relearning process within all of that has been on such a wide scale that it's been overwhelming at times. For some, certain of these topics might have actually been slightly suffocating or straight up and down just annoying after a while. And while some individuals were over there being slightly suffocated and annoyed, other individuals were over there becoming zealous and slightly judgmental. So first of all, from here on out, let's kind of give these two groups individual names so that we can make it a bit easier to follow, right? The zealous and slightly judgmental individuals, we're going to call them the natural sisters are us. And the slightly suffocated and annoyed individuals, we're going to call them the no thanks naturals crew. Just a little disclaimer I want to throw out there real quick. These group names are not meant to offend anyone. I just want you to be able to follow what I'm saying without getting confused about what I might be talking about as I go along. And also, I'm fully aware that this does not apply to everybody. Black people are not a monolith. We do not all have the same behaviour or the same attitudes. But y'all know the ones that who it be. Y'all know who the ones I be talking about. Y'all know. So, as the years have gone by, this millennial natural hair movement has obviously grown, and both of these groups have grown in number, and it's apparent that it's led to some kind of undercover tensions in the community, meaning the claws have come out a few times and words have been exchanged. You know, like every so often someone will post a video or something like that online wanting to talk about the elephant in the room. Now, what I want to say to both groups is, ladies, you do realise that you are looking at the same elephant, right? You're both looking at it from two different angles, that's all. But what you need to do is allow it with the bad vibes towards each other, yeah? Because you feel attacked.
Can't we all just get along?
Those of you from the Natural Sisters Are Us camp who keep turning up with the woker than woke attitudes need to stop with the sprinkled insinuations of self-hate and self-loathing and the overly intellectualized rants that carry the undertones of you can't sit with us. And those of you from the no thanks naturals crew need to stop with the colourful insults and the defensive excuses and the coming for everyone and everything in sight because you might have heard a little something that you just simply found hard to hear. It's a bit like when family members chat about each other, yeah, and they just create this unhealthy tension for everyone else in the family, everyone else who's communicating normally. It feels awkward, and everyone else feels like they have to pander to each of them to keep the peace. And then the longer it goes on unresolved, the worse it gets. Now, I fully understand why the clapbacks happen. It's that little thing called ego, yeah? It serves no one but itself every single time it shows up. The ego needs to respond to the clapback because the clapback was like a direct threat to the narratives that it holds about who that person believes they are. The ego is the narrator telling them the stories that support their opinions. She thinks I'm not black enough because I don't wear my hair natural like her. I'm not accepted. She doesn't respect how much I've educated myself about my natural hair. I'm not respected. She thinks I'm not true to myself just because I wear wigs and weaves. I'm fake. She doesn't care about how much I've gone through in society since I've been natural and on this natural hair journey. I'm not seen. These are the messages. These are the opinions that our ego wants to support. And those are some of the stories that both camps are telling themselves. The clapbacks that come from the type of individuals that fit into both groups screams insecurity and a lack of emotional regulation, to be honest. We need to do better because the fact is, two things can be true at the same time. Yes, it's black women's choice to wear their hair however they choose to, and they don't need no one's permission or approval. Yes, black women did have to hide their hair during slavery because of the Tignon law that was passed in Louisiana in 1786, and they had to face enough oppression in regards to their hair. Yes. Yes, it is like a form of art for a lot of black women, and we like to be creative with it and try different things. Yes. But also, yes, a lot of black women lack the self-love they need to really love their natural hair. Yes, a lot of black women wear their hair in braids and wigs and weaves because they don't want the responsibility of managing their natural hair. Yes, a lot of black women don't like to see their natural hair for too long because they feel unkempt. We've been talking about black women's hair for years, and we will be talking about black women's hair for a long time to come. You know why? Because we want to normalize it so that at some point we don't have to feel like we have to keep creating these kind of videos or have safe spaces like the Rich Roots Sisterhood group chat that I've been building on WhatsApp. But the reality is we are still a long way away from normalizing Afro hair conversations outside of the black community because there is still so much to unpack for so many people. So just because you've heard it all before, it doesn't mean everyone has. Certain things don't stop being true just because you are now educated about them or because it makes you feel uncomfortable to keep on hearing about it. We have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable about different truths. We also have to regulate our emotions towards the opposite opinions. There's still work to do and work to go on in the community. If you feel like watching more of my videos and you want to binge a little, then I recommend this one. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.